Welcome back to another episode of the American Voices, where your opinion matters and we want to hear what you have to say about the news and politics today. So don't be afraid to call. Let us know what your thoughts are. This is a no criticism platform. So we just want to hear what the callers are saying and hear, what it is, your reasons for voting and which way you're going with it. So I do have a caller on the line today. Caller, if you would introduce yourself and where you calling from.
Peace. My name is Malachi Nasrallah, aka Cause and Effect. I'm calling from Harlem, Mecca, USA.
Thank you so much for joining the panel today. And I am excited to hear about your side and how you are or will not be voting. Are you voting this year?
No, on the sense that that's already been decided, because it gives the illusion to the general public that we have a say so by giving the election, but we all know that, not all of us, but some of us know that's already been decided in advance.
Okay, so you're not voting this year.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So, the only thing I wanted to ask as it relates to your decision, which is fine, everybody's entitled to, however way they would like to vote this year. I just wanted to know if you knew about blank voting or becoming a blank voter.
About overcoming the blank voter.
Like voting locally and submitting the particular thing that you would like to push through Congress to have it pushed through law.
You talking about the mail-in vote?
Well, that's the early voting option. That's the thing. There's so many different kind of ways to vote, but they don't really mention blank voting as an option, which is really like parallel to independent voting, but you're not voting for anyone. Um, I know one of the things that was mentioned in our RFK speech is that being an independent voter is difficult because you have to meet a quota basically, and blank voting is pretty much the same exact way. The only difference between being an independent voter, which I'm also a very uh, um, I definitely promote and I think is a good idea. Depending on who's running, but independent voting, you're not voting for any particular person. You're trying to pass a law.
I mean, either way, it's like being a blank voter, I guess, taking the power away from the strength of the others that are ahead of the people. You know what I mean? Because either way, you're choosing the lesser of two evils. You know what I'm saying? And just by blank voting, that's pretty much um, putting you in the center. You're just going to either or.
And when you do become a blank voter, what it is that you want to get at least 1 million people on the same page. I know one of the main concerns in most Americans' thought process today is the health care, um, the tax cuts, and primarily for most people, reparations. So I would say if you are going to be a blank voter, definitely decide which one of those are more relatable to your household, so that they can get enough of the same votes. Like you can't have all three on one ballot. You have to choose one out of the three so that they can see that a lot of people are asking for this particular thing. So they do ask you to keep it a limit to one thing at a time. So that's all I would say as it relates to blink voting, is to just be on the same accord so that it can be recognized. Because that's one of the things that RFK was saying in his speech that I do believe went over a whole lot of people's head. And I actually do like what he had to say. And I didn't really know about his campaign, unfortunately, until he had dropped out. I heard a lot of people mentioning his name. I kept hearing RFK, but when you have the two top candidates that are like just stealing all the attention and traction of all of the internet and everything like that, it's kind of difficult to focus on other things that's going on. But yeah, he's definitely a promoter of being an independent voter, which is, like I said, parallel. It's not the same thing, but it is parallel to blank voting.
One thing I would like to say though, those who are voting, and put your vote behind Sister Canada in the sense that if she wins, even if she doesn't, you know, if she does win, it would definitely promote a lot of high self-esteem and other who coming behind her. You know what I mean? Like you will give confidence to other young or regional women who would like to get in the political arena. I think that's a major plus. Like, one of the things that we cannot forget about, especially in this election, is that Sister Shirley Chisholm out of Brooklyn, New York, she ran for president back in the 70s, in the 70s or not, and she was the first black woman to run for president. You know what I'm saying? So you always remember Sister Shirley Chisholm paving the way so Sister Cameron now could do what she's doing now.
Thank you for mentioning that, because sometimes we do forget the ones that paved the way but didn't really get the acknowledgement that they may have been, looking for at the time that they was running. Um, you did bring something else that I thought was very important that I wanted to mention about women in voting. Do you think that we are ready for a woman president?
I think so in the sense that he's coming out of Biden's, uh, company cabinet, right? Biden came out of Obama, so hopefully there's remnants of Obama's uh, cabinet and Biden's cabinet which will help her promote some of the same positive things that Obama did. Not saying that Obama did great to the black people because he didn't have the strength to do that. Yet again, it's like by having a black president, uh, and Obama was half original, he was black, and by having a original woman become president, that would raise self-esteem for so many youth growing up. Because when I was growing up, that wasn't even an idea that a black person could become president of the United States. I mean, I'm looking at it from that perspective, not of what they actually will do once they're in office. Because like I said, to me, the way it is, their hands are tied as individuals. You know what I mean? Like they cannot make individual decisions for people who are in that position. You know what I mean? Like that's just a figurehead, the title of president itself. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they keep them learning more from black people than the other presidents do. Because they look at the overall picture of America.
Now, I will say, like, as far as a female being president, I do agree that there should be a window for it, but I also believe that it should also come with a level of strength. Like maybe some level of like a combat background where it doesn't where you don't show weakness. Because believe it or not, no matter how tough a woman is or becomes, um, she's always viewed as the weaker vessel to a man. No matter how many bridges she happens to knock down. I think that's why women fight so hard for their rights. And I completely understand that. But I still feel like it has to come with a level of like it has to come with a uniform. You know what I mean? Like it can't just be okay, well she's black, she's a woman, she could be president. I think it has to be like it has to come with a level of strength. Your background has to show that you can go to combat and you have like a reputation of just not being the one to be tested like Trump does, and has the history, and his history has shown that. I'm not just just saying that because I'm trying to persuade his side of the party. I'm just saying when history speaks for itself, then you have something to kind of relate it to. So with Kamala, her history here, I think she's only like 59. So there's only like 59 years of her history here, and none of it to me it mirrors strength. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's very important when it comes to presidents because, like RK says, we're like the platform for so many different places that look at us, for leadership and guidance. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it should definitely come with a uniform. I don't think it just should just be based on what she looks like, or basically no history of anything that she's proven other than things that probably other people can say the same thing for. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole housing thing, which doesn't make sense to me, because it's gonna, this whole 25K thing is gonna come with a threshold, so everybody's not gonna qualify for that. And if you haven't been qualifying for federal programs, most likely you're not going to qualify for that house grant. Even if it is your first time buying a house. So don't believe the hype. It is a income based program that she's talking about. So I just want people to just continue to watch the political news. And is there anything else that you would like to say? Anything you want to promote? Tell people where to find you.
Yes, well, before I answer that, I want to completely answer the last question you asked.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's my fault. I apologize. I didn't complete it. And I think, to answer your question, I think America is on the sense that Hillary Clinton ran for president several terms ago, and she had a lot of support. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the exact figures were. I know she credited candidates at that time. You know what I mean? So I think that with Harris, Mrs. Harris has more credentials at this stage of being holding a high platform, not being the white house president. She's actually vice president. She's actually office for the term. I'm not saying it's good, but again, I think that this is figurehead and like I don't know how much they do for black people or even to be able to do much for the black people. Obama was able to. But again, I think that will raise the self-esteem of kids growing up. They'll look and they'll be like, wow, look, we got a woman president. You know what I mean? They'll raise self-esteem for many women. When young girls growing up thinking they can accomplish whatever they want. You see that woman is running the country. You know what I mean? Especially with black women, that would be great for young black girls growing up. They'll look up and say, wow, we got a black woman president. I can do whatever I can do. I can accomplish whatever I can accomplish in my life. You know what I mean? So I look forward to supporting Dr. Stokes. You know what I mean?
And I want to add, Hillary Clinton was a badass. Ever since Bill Clinton, did what he did with Monica Lewinsky, we've been riding with Hillary since then. But like I said, she has a militant background. I probably would have voted for her before I voted for Kamala. But like I said, I also would have wanted to know their policies. So let me not say that because I don't know. It would have been dependent on what her policies would have been. But based on what she was promoting in 2016 when she was running against Trump, yeah. I didn't vote that year, but I probably would have voted for Trump that year too. But she's a badass though. She actually got votes. They didn't just slide her in there. People liked Hillary. Hillary was very likable. But is there anything else that you would like to say to the audience? Let them know where to find you, promote.
I mean, as far as, uh, like the audience, you believe you have a voice in international voting and go out and exercise your life because people fought and you fought God for that. You know what I mean? I have more confidence in local voting, and although like what you're saying is that all politics are local, you know what I'm saying? I do have confidence in local voting, so legislative vote, and getting involved with the local politics, you know, the council people in your area, the assembly people, the Congress people, and all that. You know what I mean? Because you do have a voice in that as a general citizen. You do have a voice in voting. Because politics determine everything, every aspect of our lives. You know what I mean? Like politics determine on how often street lights turn red and green. You know, politics dictate who the people that run the school system in the community. I mean, definitely get involved with local politics. Um, as far as contact info, you can catch me on Instagram, I617.
Perfect. And I want to thank you so much for joining the panel because you do have a voice and your voice does matter whether you vote or not. Because someone's going to hear your voice that is a voter and may take your advice to heed. So I appreciate you being a caller on the panel tonight. And I'm going to place you back in the queue for just a moment. And I want to thank everybody that has tuned in to this live tonight. If you like what you heard and would like to become a voice on the panel, please look in the community tabs and you can find out how to contact and get your name added to the list. And thank you for watching. Have a good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it was when you watched this. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And thank you for your time.